what does your ideal life look like? If you could draw it up exactly the way that you want it, no limitations, know what you think is possible, what's not possible for you, none of those types of things, right? Just literally draw up your ideal life. And a lot of times when I ask that question to people, we don't know. We might think we know what we want to do for work. Very common answer we get is, I just want to be comfortable, right? And again, that's not necessarily clarity, but like, where do you live? What's your family life like? What's your health life like? How much money does come in? Where do you spend your time doing? We hear that work-life balance. I don't believe in the balance side. I believe in harmony, right? So work-life harmony. So how does your life harmonize? If you could draw it up exactly the way you want it, you probably wouldn't just be laying on a beach all day for 50 years of your life, right? That doesn't actually, because again, that doesn't fulfill us, right? Life is about fulfillment. So there's always going to be an act of service, giving of your talent, giving of your skills, giving of something of you. But what does that look like in a perfect world for you, right? And all the pessimists out there, like, there's no perfect anything. It's like, well, if you could draw it up that way, what would it look like? So I challenge you. I challenge all of you to really think about that, really have some clarity of what that looks like. Who would you spend your time with? How much time would you spend with them? I know, say a lot of people say, oh, I would travel. Okay. Would you travel 5 times a year? Would you travel 25 times a year? Would you travel just two times a year and spend 3 months in those places? All right. Really design the life that you want. That's really what this is about. Designing the life that you want. Don't just accept the life that you have. If there's something that you want, you wake up in the morning, you say, you know what? I don't like kind of where I'm at. I don't like how I'm thinking about this. I don't like the things I'm seeing. Guess what? You can change. You can change. You're not a tree. You are not a tree. You can change, right? That's the benefit of being an adult, being a human being. You can change. Comes with pros and cons, right? Comes with some consequences. Like I always said, people that have a job, you don't like your job, you could quit. Sure, you won't have money, right? There's a little bit of a consequence there, right? Might have to go find some, right? Might get a little pressure on you, but you can change. You can absolutely change. So I want you all to know that is incredibly important as you chase and go after this life that you want. That's really what it's about, designing the life that we want. Again, premise of this entire call, right? The reason why we jump on these calls, ladies and gentlemen, is this one saying: if you change your thinking, you change your life. Okay. If you change your thinking, you change your life. If you change the way that you view something, if you change the way that you are your perspective around something, it will change your outcomes. We get what we have in life because we think about life in the same ways. We go through the life doing the same things. Again, from a money perspective, right? If you keep doing the same things with your money, if you have the same habits around money, if you keep thinking about money in the same ways, you'll get the same outcomes. You'll still have that paycheck to paycheck. You'll still spend money in the same places. All of those things are cyclical. That's how our brains work, right? And so now, if we want to design the life that we want, we have to think a little bit differently about life. We have to think a little bit differently about what we should be doing on a day-to-day basis. And we can change all those things. We're going to get different outcomes. One of the things, I'm actually going to switch it up a little bit today. We're going to dive into the text first in 177 Mental Toughness Secrets of the World Class. It says the great ones are at peace with themselves. This word peace, right, is important. It's a word, right, from a spiritual perspective, right? God gives us this peace that passes all understanding, right? This peace that flows through our body. But how often are we at peace with ourselves? How often are we at peace? Are we at this level of higher anxiety and higher depression and constant pressures and all these types of things? How often are we really experiencing peace within ourselves? I think it's an important thing to think about and an important thing to start to apply, that really that's what we're searching for, that peace of mind, that peace of our spirit, that calmness that allows us to get through things. Again, from a spiritual side of things, right? God gives us that peace. but there's in your works, in the things that you do, right? You should also be experiencing that peace. Here's what it says in the book. It says, amateur performers tend to believe peace of mind can be sought and captured. Professional performers know chasing after peace guarantees it will elude them. Peace, much like happiness, is an elusive state of mind reached only when performers have done everything within their power to achieve or accomplish a task or goal. Say that again. Peace, much like happiness, is an elusive state of mind reached only when performers have done everything within their power to achieve or accomplish a task or goal. The peace of mind experience is an indirect result of knowing that all possible physical and mental resources have been exhausted in the process. Average performers are all too aware that they are not giving 100%, so peace of mind continues to elude them. Instead of increasing their efforts, they usually decide to employ a distraction of one form or another to avoid thinking about their half-hearted efforts. The great ones are like old war horses. They keep coming back for more. Professional performers either win the game and experience the exhilaration of victory, or they suffer defeat with the peace of mind of knowing they did everything in their power to win. It's a winning proposition either way. The world class is at peace with themselves because they understand the laws of human nature. Peace really comes, like it says here, when you know you've given it 100%, when you know you've done all that you can do, when you know you've given all that you can to that relationship, when you know that you've done everything you can to move your business forward or to, right, push yourself ahead financially or whatever it is that you are continuing to do on a daily basis. But it's too often that most of us, we know we're not giving 100%. We know it. You know it in your heart. You feel it. You know you're not giving your life 100%. You know there are areas of your life that you are not giving 100%. And because of that, it's hard to have the peace that you want because you know you still have a little bit more to give. You know you still have a little bit more to push through, right? And so that's the practice. This is the habit. This is what we work through. We work through this giving 100%, knowing that your physical and mental resources have been exhausted. You've done everything necessary. And when you get to that place, then you know, man, I've done it all. I've done all that I can do. Art Williams has a great saying, all you can do is all you can do. And all you can do is enough. All right? All you can do is all you can do. All you can do is enough. And so that's where we get to that place of peace. It's important. It's important. It says here, Jerry Zimmerman says, the foundation of mental toughness is always to be at peace with yourself. To be at peace with yourself. So finding that peace is important. Watch the video now. It talks about peace of mind.
We believe that together we can change the world for the better.
Really?
Governmental organizations are
Distraction is a powerful ability few possess. A peaceful mind is free from mental or spiritual disturbance. The ability to maintain mental composure despite distraction is a powerful ability few possess. If you want more clarity, more control over your life, it is imperative you understand the 7 laws of a peaceful mind. Number 1, make peace with your past. If you don't make peace with your past, it will always follow you. The first and often most difficult step towards a peaceful mind is forgiving yourself for your past mistakes. Have you ever looked to the past and felt any kind of regret, shame, or guilt? That is proof your thinking has evolved. You are not the same person you once were. This also points to the fact that you need to let go of any negative feelings you have associated with your past. And that includes forgiving yourself. Because after all, you were doing the best at the time with everything you had at your disposal. Now you know better, so you can do better. Most people do not have the strength for such honesty. They will choose to live in denial, sometimes for their entire lives. You are powerful enough to face your mistakes. You are a new person with a new level of consciousness. You are ready to step into the next phase of your life with the power of a peaceful mind. Number 2, stop worrying about what others think. Most people never take risk in their career or personal lives. They were too worried about what others may think of their actions. The pressure to fit in be seen as a success and not be marked as a failure has destroyed more dreams than any circumstantial challenges ever could. It can be incredibly difficult to overcome this inborn societal reflex. The first step is to be aware of its existence. By becoming conscious of this phenomenon, every action you take in the face of judgment will strengthen your resolve. Challenge yourself by putting yourself on display in difficult situations where failure is a real possibility. By worrying what others think of you, you become their prisoner. Number 3, time can heal or time can pass. It's important to make time for our wounds to heal. Of course, it's what you do with this time that determines the outcome. Often we think, now that we have free time, we also need to distract ourselves from our problems, whether that is a Netflix binge, overindulging in alcohol, or taking any other self-destructive pathway to cope with the pain. You are cheating yourself. The problem with these distractions is that they only mask the pain. You must allow yourself to actively sit with your problems a little while longer. People can spend years of their life in pain-denying phases without making any progress. Let the pain soak in so you can allow your mind to fully process and begin to heal itself. Number 4, take responsibility for your happiness. Only after you take full responsibility for your life can you make positive change. People who blame other people or external circumstances for their shortcomings are not only wrong, they are giving their power away. The solution is to take full responsibility and create your life the way you want it. If you want success, put yourself in a position where that is possible. If you want a relationship, go where you must go to meet like-minded people. This will put you on a path towards your intended destination. However, if you don't control your focus, you will never arrive. Focus on the good and you'll be happy. Focus on the bad and you'll be miserable. Take ownership of your mind and the direction of your focus if you want a peaceful mind. Number 5, comparison is a thief of peace. When we compare ourselves to others, be it in terms of financial success, looks, achievements, whatever it may be, we are committing an injustice against ourselves. Everyone is on their own journey. Look at how far you've come and honor yourself for your efforts. Sometimes when we feel low, we forget how strong we are. Think back to a time where you were terrified or thought you would never get through that day or experience. Realize you are still standing. On that day, you would have prayed to be where you are now. If you are not already happy in that realization, you have missed the lesson that difficulty was trying to teach. Number 6, it's okay not to know the answers. It's okay to not know everything. One of the best kept secrets of successful people is that failing is actually the greatest source of self-growth on offer. It's always those that think they know all the answers that are the most ignorant. The most successful people in the world accept they don't know everything. However, they are committed to finding the answers. They are committed to a life of learning. Learn and continue to grow into the person required to achieve that success. Number 7, you don't have to solve all the problems in the world. The biggest gifts in the world are the simplest things. Always keep a smile on your face. Not because life is easy, but because it is worth it. Remind yourself what you are grateful for, and remember what a miracle it is to be alive. There's much in the world that you cannot control, and these things should not disrupt you. Seeing the beauty in the simple things and appreciating your blessings will ensure you always maintain a peaceful mind.
This is the theme of today. This is the conversation for today. This peaceful mind, this mindset of how do we get our place? How do we get ourselves to this place of peace? Right? Couple things that he said. Again, I'll go through and highlight. Making peace with your past. Making peace with your past. Forgive yourself. Right? I give you permission to forgive yourself. There we go. You didn't need my permission at all, but I'll give it to you just in case you did need it. For whatever has happened in the past, it's the past. Forgive yourself. You did the best that you could with the information you had, with the resources that you had. Now we learn from those things. Now you're at a different place. Now you can make better decisions, make different decisions. But you have to forgive your old self. You have to forgive whatever things that you haven't made peace with for yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, we're human beings. We're all going to make mistakes. We're all going to do things that we regret to a degree. It's okay. It's okay. But how long can you bring that baggage with you? How long can you hold on to that? How long can you just keep sitting and saying, man, I wish I would have done this different. Man, I wish I would have done this different. Doesn't help. So you have to learn to forgive yourself. You have to learn to make peace with your past. That's one of the ways that you can get into a peaceful mind. If you always have something haunting you back there that you haven't made peace with, today's the day. Make peace with it. Forgive yourself. God forgave you. It's already done, right? So forgive yourself. And now let's move on so that we can continue to grow into the person that we're called to be. Number 2, he said, stop thinking about what other people think about you. You know how many people get held back in life because they care about what other people are thinking about them? It doesn't matter. People's opinions don't matter. These people do not pay your bills. They are not helping you get to where you want to go. It does not matter. I had to learn this as somebody that like puts out content on the internet. And a lot of times this is something that stops people from putting out content on the internet or getting in front of people because you're scared of what somebody's going to say or what someone in the Facebook comments are going to say or what they're saying about you on Instagram or what they're looking at. And you got to just realize people's opinions don't really matter. They shouldn't matter from holding you back. I've come to the realization that 50% of people are going to love me and 50% of people are going to hate me. It's okay. It's perfectly fine. That's just the way it goes, right? You're not here to, if you're here to make a difference in the world, everyone's not going to love you. Everyone's not going to see your vision. Everyone's not going to see your perspective. It's okay though, because you don't need everybody, but you can't let people's opinions be the thing that hold you back from where you're going. Stop thinking, we in business, we were talking a lot about when you're like reaching out to people, stop thinking so much about what other people are going to say, right? Because most people aren't thinking about you. They're thinking about what you're thinking about them, right? Most people are selfish. Like they're thinking about what you're thinking about them. They're not thinking about you. So at the end of the day, make sure that you are not letting another person, another human being hold you back. Someone else's opinions, what someone else thinks about you is none of your it's not your problem. What someone else thinks about you is not your problem. It's not your worry. You got to just go out there and continue to do the things that you need to do for you. Because at the end of the day, most of these people at your funeral will not be there. Right? Butterfly 909 with no icon on Instagram that says you're ugly is not going to be at your funeral. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Put out the content, right? Do whatever you got to do, but stop caring about what other people think. Number 3, he said, time heals or time could pass. Either one. You can just let time pass, but time could heal. You need time to heal some of your wounds, to heal some of the traumas, to heal some of the things that we've gone through. That's just natural. Time can heal. Give yourself that time. This is how you're in peace, right? Again, this is how you get to that peaceful mind. Give yourself time. Don't rush right through it. Sometimes we need to take an extended period of time to allow ourselves to heal. But then we're through it. Once it's healed, we're through it. And then back to forgiving yourself, packing up, right? And saying, hey, I'm not going to, that part of my life is over. We're going to keep moving. We're going to keep moving forward. So time heals. 4, he said, take responsibility. You'll hear me talk about this all the time. Take responsibility for your life. That entrepreneur mindset. If it is to be, it's up to me. If it is to be, it's up to me. So take responsibility for your life. Take ownership for your life. Take ownership for your feelings. Take ownership of your thoughts. Those are yours. And you can change them. You talked about fixing your focus, right? What we focus on grows. Some of you have heard me say this before because these are just the same principles over and over again. There's only a select few principles that you learn and values and things that you learn that will allow you to be successful. One of them is this principle of focus, right? What you focus on grows. If you focus on pain, if you focus on problems, if you focus on worry, if you focus on doubt, if you focus on the struggles, if you focus on the news, if you focus on these things, you'll see more of it. You'll get more of it, right? That's what happens. But the other side's true. If you focus on the good things, if you focus on the positive, if you focus on your vision, if you focus on that life that you want, designing that life, if you focus on that, you'll get more of it. You'll see more of the reasons why you can make that happen. You get more opportunities in your life. You're connected with the right people. This is part of like manifestation. It's really just having an intense focus on something and you constantly repeat it and see it. Problem is, in society, they constantly repeat negativity and fear and worry and anxiety. That's what constantly gets repeated. So we see more of it. So we experience more of it. But if you can separate yourself from that and take full responsibility of your focus, take full responsibility of your mind, your days, take full responsibility of it, you have the ability to change it. You can change your focus. You can change what you're listening to. You can change the people that you're around. You might love the people that you're around, might be your family, might be people close to you. But if that's a negative ear, if that is a voice that's getting into your head that is speaking worry and fear and doubt, and you have to be able to silence them, cut it off, not as much. You might not be able to go away from them completely. If they might live in your household, like who knows, right? But you have to limit what you're hearing from them so that you can now focus on the things that are bringing you what you want in life. Take ownership of it. No comparison. Comparison is the thief of joy, right? Comparison is the thief of joy. One of the downsides of this social media world that we live in is we're constantly comparing ourselves. Every time we scroll through something, every time we see something else, we think someone's doing better than us. We think somebody has a happier relationship. We think somebody has more money, their business is better, or they're smarter, or whatever the case is. Social media has contributed to that. And I'm a big fan of social media, right? Like I believe it's great that we get a chance to connect with people, but this is one of the underlying downsides is that we compare too much. We see so much, so we compare our lives to other people's, and comparison is the thief of joy. Comparison is the thing that will take you out of peace because you feel like people and things are beyond where you are, and that's just not the case. That's just not the case. Social media is people's it's their PR reel, right? It's their highlighted life. They're not showing you all the downsides. They're not showing you all the conversations that they're having. They're not showing you the nights they're crying or the nights they're worrying or the anxiety they're dealing with. They're not showing you that. They're showing you their highlights. And we take that in and compare our lives to those types of things, and we lose our peace. We lose our joy. We lose the things that are inherently allowing us to be grateful for our life. So remember, comparison is the thief of joy. Comparison takes you out of that place of peace. So less comparison in your life, ladies and gentlemen, less comparison. It's okay to view something, but don't compare your life to someone else's. You might have heard it another way. Don't compare your chapter 1 to someone's chapter 21, right? Somebody might be way further down that journey. Somebody might have been experiencing way more pain and suffering and all these things. And now you're seeing them accelerate a little bit. You're seeing them get a little bit more notoriety or influence or whatever it is you're looking at. But that's their chapter 21. You didn't see their chapter 1 through 20. And you're sitting on chapter 1 thinking you're supposed to be there. That's what comparison does. It steals that joy from us. So let's not fall into that trap, ladies and gentlemen, especially if we want to get after a peaceful mind. It's okay not to know everything. It's okay not to know. Right? You gotta understand that we're human beings. You don't know everything, and it's okay not to know. But the key is finding the answers. The key is learning and growing. We just talked about this on Wednesday, right? Learning and growing and becoming. You can't know everything. What's funny is I actually said this on podcasts. What's funny is a lot of times when we find people that are relatively like, I don't want to use the word ignorant. I guess the word could be ignorant, but right, you're just at a lower level of consciousness. Let's say that, right? You haven't experienced a bunch of things. A lot of times we feel like we know everything, or we have to know so much. And funny, the higher you go, the higher level of consciousness you go, the more you realize you don't know everything, and it humbles you. It humbles you the higher you go. There's an arrogance for people that feel like they know a lot or they know it all, and they don't have much, right? And they just feel like they know a lot of it. But the higher up you go in consciousness, the more you start to realize, I don't know it all. There's so many levels. There's so much more beyond where I'm at, and it humbles you. That gives you a form of peace, ladies and gentlemen, when you can be humbled to know that, like, I don't know everything. I know some things. I've learned, I've grown, I'm going to continue to grow. I don't know everything, but I don't feel like I should know everything. We're not experts in everything in our lives. There's things that we work towards, but you don't have to know everything. And that will give you a form of peace, ladies and gentlemen, as you move forward in life. Go find the answers, though. Go learn, go grow, go become more, become better. And that'll help you get to this place of peace. Lastly, he said, you don't have to solve every problem. Every problem's not your problem. Every family problem is not your problem. Every fight is not your fight. Every issue is not your issue. You don't have to support every single nonprofit, right? I have a thing about nonprofits. It's funny because every nonprofit leader thinks like their issue is the biggest issue in the world. It's like, you're not gonna save the cats. It's the cats. It's like, no, I'm sorry. I'm trying to help people over here, right? Like, but at the end of the day, like, every issue is not your issue. You can't solve every problem. But be grateful. Be grateful for the things that you can work on, the things you can help, the things you can advance, the things you can move forward. Be grateful for those things. These were just some of the things that, again, you can think about to help you get into the state of peace. That's what we need to do, right? No more of the anxiety, no more, like, designing the life you want is not going to be when you're riddled with anxiety and fears and worry. You're not going to get to that life. You have to be at peace with yourself. You have to make peace with your past. You have to focus on good things. You have to calm your mind. You have to put yourself in a place where this environment, the environment around you, helps you to move in that direction. Because society's trying to take you the other way. Society's trying to take you down the worry, fear path, the doomsday path. Not it, right? That's right. Not the cats, or the cars. You put cars, Mike, not the cats. But either way, guys, peace, 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 peace. That's really what this is about. This weekend, experience peace. Put yourself in a position where you are forgiving yourself for some things. You're sitting in a place of peace. It's important. It's important. It's going to allow you to get to that life that you want, because it's too crowded down here at the bottom, guys. Time to get to the top of this thing. Go out there, do something that scares you, do something that pushes you out of your comfort zone, go impact somebody's life. Go make sure that you are impacting somebody in a positive way. Allow that to be the thing that continues to fulfill you. Let's jump back on. We're coming back on Monday. I'm not even sure who's going to talk to you. It might be me. It might be somebody else. But we'll be back on Monday. Remember, invite people down. Have them come. Have them listen. This type of stuff is going to be able to benefit you. It might be Nia. That's right. She direct messaged me and said it might be Nia. So we never know. But either way, we're here to improve. We're here to grow. I love you guys. Enjoy your week.